Ever find yourself overwhelmed with the idea of meal prepping? You're not alone. Many of us stumble into this world of meal prep, facing a smorgasbord of challenges. Whether it's a ticking clock that always seems to run out of time, cooking skills that are still in their infancy, or simply the daunting question of, where do I even begin? The struggle is real. But fear not. This video will guide you through the process, making meal prepping a breeze. Before diving into the nitty-gritty of meal prepping, it's important to understand the basics. Meal prepping, in essence, is the act of planning, preparing, and packaging your meals in advance. It's like having ready-to-eat meals at your fingertips, crafted by none other than your very own personal chef. You! But what makes meal prepping truly special are the numerous benefits it brings to your life. One of the most compelling advantages is the time it saves. Imagine coming home after a long day, and instead of starting from scratch, you have a meal waiting for you, ready in minutes. No more standing in front of the fridge wondering what to whip up for dinner. By dedicating a few hours one day a week to meal prepping, you free up countless others, allowing you to focus on the things that truly matter. Now let's talk about nutrition. Maintaining a balanced diet can often feel like a tightrope walk. However, meal prepping puts you in control, ensuring that you're not just eating, but eating well. By deciding what goes into your meals ahead of time, you can easily incorporate a variety of nutrients into your diet, promoting better health and well-being. Next up, we have waste reduction. By planning your meals, you're able to buy only what you need, reducing food waste significantly. It's an easy and effective way to be more environmentally conscious in your everyday life. Last, but certainly not least, meal prepping can help save money. Eating out or ordering in might seem convenient, but it adds up quickly. By preparing your meals at home, you know exactly where your money is going, and you'll likely be surprised by how much you save. Now that you understand why meal prepping is a game changer, it's time to get started. The first step in meal prepping is planning your meals. Now you might think, isn't that obvious? But you'd be surprised how often we skip this crucial step and just wing it. Planning your meals is like setting the GPS before you start a journey. Sure, you might get there by randomly taking turns, but you'll likely waste time and fuel, and you might not even end up where you wanted to. The same applies to meal prepping. Without a plan, you might find yourself with mismatched ingredients, or worse, food that goes to waste. So, how do you plan your meals? Well, it's as simple as looking at the week ahead. Consider your schedule, your dietary needs or restrictions, and plan your meals accordingly. If you have a busy week coming up, think about meals that are easy to prepare but nutritious. If you're on a specific diet like vegetarian or gluten-free, make sure you're planning meals that align with those needs. Planning your meals also helps you avoid the temptation of takeout. When you have a meal plan, you know exactly what you're going to eat and when. It's much harder to justify that pizza delivery when you've got a delicious, home-cooked meal waiting for you in the fridge. Another benefit of planning your meals is that it makes grocery shopping a breeze. Ever walked into a grocery store and felt overwhelmed by the endless aisles of options? With a meal plan, you can walk in with confidence, knowing exactly what you need to buy. You'll save time, avoid impulse purchases, and, most importantly, ensure you have all the ingredients you need for your meals. Remember, the goal is to make your life easier, not harder. So don't stress if you can't plan every single meal. Start small. Maybe plan just your dinners for the week or your lunches. As you get more comfortable with the process, you can start planning more meals. With a solid plan in place, you're ready to hit the grocery store. Grocery shopping can be a daunting task, especially when you're new to meal prepping. Fear not, we're here to shed some light on how to make your grocery shopping experience efficient and enjoyable. Firstly, never underestimate the power of a well-planned grocery list. Not only does it save time, but it also reduces the chance of impulse purchases. Before you head to the store, jot down everything you need for your meal prep. Organize your list by food groups or by the layout of your store. This way you won't find yourself zigzagging between aisles. Speaking of aisles, here's a nifty tip. Stick to the outer aisles of the store. You'll find that most fresh produce, dairy, meats, and seafood are typically located around the perimeter. The inner aisles often contain processed and packaged foods, which we're trying to minimize in our meal prep. Next, consider buying in bulk. This is especially useful for non-perishable items like grains, pulses, and spices. Not only does it save money, but it also ensures you have a steady supply of these staples. However, be careful not to overdo it. Remember, The goal is to reduce waste, not create it. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, fresh and seasonal is the way to go. Not only do they taste better, but they're also packed with more nutrients. Plus, they're often cheaper when they're in season. If you're unsure about what's in season, there are many resources online or even apps that can guide you. Lastly, don't forget to take reusable shopping bags with you. Not only is it environmentally friendly, but it also makes carrying your groceries a lot easier. With these tips, you can navigate the grocery store like a pro and get everything you need for your meal prep. Now comes the fun part, prepping and storing your meals. Whether you're preparing a crisp salad, a vibrant stir-fry, or a hearty casserole, the approach to meal prepping will differ slightly. Salads, for instance, require layering to ensure your lettuce doesn't become soggy. Start with your dressing at the bottom, followed by your heartier veggies like carrots or cucumbers. Leafy greens should sit at the top, far from the dressing until it's time to eat. Stir-fries, on the other hand, are all about the order of cooking. Begin with ingredients that take longer to cook, like onions, and end with those that require less time, like bell peppers. You can store them in the fridge as is, and when it's time to eat, just throw everything into a frying pan with your sauce. Casseroles can be stored in the baking dish they're cooked in. Just cover it well and refrigerate. Before serving, you can reheat the entire dish. Now let's talk about portioning. It's not just about ensuring you don't overeat, but also about making sure each meal contains the right balance of nutrients. A good rule of thumb is to fill half your plate with veggies, a quarter with proteins, and the remaining quarter with carbohydrates. This will provide a balanced mix of vitamins, proteins, and energy sources. As for storage, your meals should be kept in airtight containers to maintain their freshness and prevent contamination. Glass containers are a great choice as they don't stain or absorb odors. They're also perfect for microwave use. If you're using plastic, make sure it's BPA-free. Remember, the fridge isn't Narnia. Meals can't stay fresh indefinitely. As a general rule, cooked meals should be consumed within 3 to 4 days. Freezing is another excellent option, especially for meals that you won't be eating within the next few days. Just make sure to defrost your meals safely in the fridge and not at room temperature. With your meals prepped and stored, you're all set for the week ahead. So there you have it, a beginner's guide to meal prepping. Let's take a quick stroll down memory lane and rehash what we've covered so far. We started off by acknowledging that the struggle to consistently eat healthy, delicious meals is real. We then jumped into the basics of meal prepping, explaining how it can save time, money, and stress while keeping your diet in check. From there, we dove into the nitty-gritty of planning your meals. We stressed the importance of variety to keep things exciting and to ensure a balance of nutrients. We also discussed how to plan for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks throughout the week. Next, we explored the world of grocery shopping. We shared some pro tips on how to navigate the supermarket, from sticking to your list to shopping the perimeter, where the fresh, whole foods are typically located. And finally, we demonstrated how to prep and store your meals, ensuring they stay fresh and tasty throughout the week. We covered everything from the best containers to use to the optimal way to layer your ingredients to avoid a soggy meal. And that's it. You're now armed with the knowledge and skills to start your meal prepping journey. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's okay to start small and gradually work your way up. Take it one meal at a time. Before you know it, you'll be a meal prepping pro. Remember, it's okay to start small and gradually work your way up. Happy meal prepping.